Okay, so this video is about why I yell in so many videos. Why I get angry. Now, someone with sense who's watching this would say, hey, they get angry too. There's a lot of people who yell, especially in popular culture, people who live in kind of rural areas, right? They get angry, they typically yell about the government. It's like being, in jail or something where you have a lot of time to think about things in a certain way where people are not around, and it kind of pisses you off, right? You feel like you're cut off from society. There's various reasons that it pisses you off. But there's a lot of very straightforward reasons that I yell that make perfect sense. And if I wasn't yelling in a lot of my videos, I think that it would be very strange and abnormal and creepy. Because I'm being persecuted, right? I have 23 witnesses on record. Not only did I find people who agree that that's what's going on, I had the presence of mind and the reasoning potential to understand that I should get them on record. I've had debates on the internet. Some of them were in interview form, and I won the debate against an atheistic Satanist. Hands down, I won a debate against another atheist who was debating on whether or not gang stalking exists. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Everyone with sense who's seen that said, yes, I clearly made better points, and I clearly won those debates. And I clearly proved my points. So with that being said, let me bring up things that are perhaps harder to believe, but I think in this day and age, everyone, above 18 or so certainly believes them. I'm being provoked and fumed daily. I'm being harassed. I'm being targeted. Okay, it's similar to, the jurors in the Donald Trump case, but the reason they have to target me is far deeper and far more of a challenge to their culture than simply a former president, former president's like a dime a dozen in American history, simply a former president who is convicted of charges he might not do any jail time for. Okay, that's not a very deep reason when you think about it. Like, it makes a lot more sense that white America, Jews in America, LGBT people, token minorities trying to show that they're on their side would harass and persecute and fume and poison me than it does that people would persecute those jurors. I mean, what the heck, right? The damage is done there. That, where with me, I make videos all the time. I have thousands of videos. I'm the son of a black humanitarian. Okay, my father is more respectable than Martin Luther King was for various reasons, right? He's a brain surgeon, 46 years, who's still working at a very old age. He's like 77 years old. Okay, he's a humanitarian. Okay, he's had a hard life. White society has persecuted more than they've persecuted Martin Luther King. If you could look at the parts of, Martin Luther King being persecuted and what he went through, my father has actually been persecuted more than Martin Luther King was. And so have I. He's been fumed more than Martin Luther King was. He just isn't likely to admit it because that's his characteristic, right? He has some kind of sense of loyalty to America because they brought him here, okay? Some kind of misguided sense of loyalty. And he believes, he's an old man, right? He's very old. He's concerned about what will happen if he tells the truth about things, and so is my mother. My older brother is very ambitious. He has a degree in business, okay? My little brother has a degree in computer science and several certifications, a lot of experience. Both of them has made it clear to me that they're not going to support me in what I'm doing. They're not going to testify in my favor. If people ask them, they're going to lie. In their own ways, they've made that clear to me. But that's okay, because that what I just said makes perfect sense. My 23 witnesses still prove my point. It is impossible to disprove my key points. Impossible. I'm the wisest person that ever lived, and I went way, way, way out of my way to make sure that all my key points are sound. I'm someone who has experience with debating for many, many years, everything from arguing to organized debates. I've never lost. I know what I'm doing. I beat people at sparring. Indoor, outdoor, mentally sparring. Why I yell is because people cheat me while people are suffering all over the world. Why I yell first and foremost, however, is because I serve God Almighty. God Almighty. And no one else does. They just go by books that their colonial oppressors gave them, no offense to anybody. They just follow the crowd into the churches, mosques, and synagogues, no offense. They go into their New Age movements. They're atheists and agnostics like it's their religion. They close their minds even on the left where liberals are supposed to be open-minded. If they were so open-minded, why won't they rally to me? Why won't any faction of them rally to me? When I have the sound arguments, if you don't have the heart to be open-minded, if you don't have the courage, the bravery, the balls, whatever you want to call it, you don't have the divinely created courage to be open-minded, then you're not open-minded and you're just a conservative trying to save your own skin. Again, no offense to anyone. I yell because I'm provoked every day. I'm fumed every day. I'm harassed. They try to sensitize me to certain things. One headlight, right? How many of you come across 10 to 20 cars in one day that have one headlight? In a small town. People you've never seen before. They work together in large groups so they can say, hey, just because I happen to be driving by this person doesn't mean I'm stalking them. They work with law enforcement and lawyers and psychologists. I yell because I'm cheated romantically. Who's more desirable than the top martial artist ever, a mulatto, son of 2 doctors, one a brain surgeon, humanitarian? What's better than Superman besides me, so to speak? The real deal. Serious. Not some guy wearing his underpants outside of his pants. The real deal. But I'm cheated. I was cheated out of the ability to be financially stable enough to support a family. Cheated out of my inheritance, over $2 million easily. Think about how much, I could have flipped the money I was given. If my dad wasn't cheated out of his money, how easy would it have been for me to turn $2 million into 10 as the wisest person ever? People leveraging their networks unfairly and then acting like that makes them important. Acting like that makes them better than the most righteous person ever because they've leveraged their networks that are basically criminal networks. They're secret societies, social clubs, corporate groups, political groups. Name one of those types of groups that you can show logically isn't full of criminal activity, corporate crime, white-collar crime, insider trading. They leverage immorality. They leverage their corporations and the power that they have from that, which are full of sexual harassment and the exploitation of the labor force. I yell for so many good reasons. I've got to write them down and do this video again another day. What are the implications of that? I yell because mental health has abused me in my lifetime. Psychiatrists, their staff provoking me, trying to kick me while I'm down. I yell because everyone knows that psychiatry is a fraud, but no one does anything about it. I yell because so many people are abused here in America and no one does anything about it. I yell because there's a lot of racism here in America and no one does anything about it. I yell because they're not hearing me. The word heart is like the word hear. I yell because they are not truly understanding and knowing what I'm saying to the point where they rally. If people were smart enough to understand the implications of what is going on, they would rally to me. They wouldn't say, well, I have a career or a family. That stuff would mean nothing compared to the importance of being moral. If they really appreciated what it means to be moral, they wouldn't let their petty inclinations, tendencies, desires, proclivities, their petty habits and addictions, right? Addiction, alpha diction. They wouldn't let themselves and their family shun God's Son, the natural alpha, the one he set apart to lead. I yell because when you're covertly fumed and poisoned, It removes your reservations and inhibitions. And the thought that people play stupid about that makes you want to raise your voice more. I yell because my phone is hacked. They're making it harder for me to speak, while 1 in 4 females is sexually assaulted before the age of 18. I yell because of all the murder, all the covert drugging, all the sexual immorality, all the unforgivable sin. I yell because of all the blasphemy. Perhaps the biggest problem of all when it comes to trying to solve the problem is that so many people are wolves in sheep's clothes. I've never come across anybody in my entire life, other than myself obviously, that is actually trying to solve the problem with no ulterior motives. Never have. All controlled opposition. Every political party, every religion you can think of, always controlled opposition. Again, I'm not trying to insult them or break the rules on TikTok, but that has to be said. There is one solution, and that is the soul you shun. The soul meaning son, the soul meaning the soul brother, the king of soul brothers, the soul brother of soul brother. I am the solution. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Nothing good can be accomplished without rallying and obeying God through me. Thank you.